I also found out that there's Duendes in Hawaii.
There's hella. Yeah, there's hella.
Yes, they're called the Menehune.
But faces can be manipulated.
No, that's mod. They made a Tamagotchi vape. And,
what?
And if you don't thump your vape, your Tamagotchi dies.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It took me a minute to get that wave too, though. It took me a minute to get that wave. So I wasn't about to just waste my wave.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you're just as sick as your mentor. So she said she heard the plan. I know what you guys are doing, and you were actually on speakerphone during this whole call. So she knows some information. The Hawaii, man.
The Hawaii man.
Bro.
It's a vibe,
How do
bro.
you feel compared to going anywhere else in the world?
Bro.
I'm telling you, it's the best place in the world.
Yeah,
is it
yeah.
not?
No, yo, when you said that, it was like, yo, every time I was stressed, you're like, yo, it's just aloha, fam. I was like, you know what?
Really?
It is aloha.
And the thing is, we could do that anywhere in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
But when you're here, everybody's on that time.
Yeah,
man.
literally, like we're shooting this podcast on Saturday. This coming out tomorrow. In Canada, I would have been so stressed. Here, it's like, bro, aloha, fam.
It's just chill.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm so curious if why do you think Toronto and the big cities they don't move on that aloha,
I
bro?
don't know. I think it's just the energies out there. I know because
It's the weather, low key.
yeah,
It's the
yeah,
weather.
that's his true. Because when we were in the house at wintertime,
Yeah.
I was low key like, I know that winter depression is their thing,
Mhm.
and I was kind of feeling I'm not, because every little thing pissed me off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hot take. Maybe the reason the Vikings were such good warriors and
Mm.
so like brutal and cruel
Yeah,
was because they're in cold weather.
that's true. Yeah, so they're like everything that pisses them off.
Everything
man.
pisses off. Everything pisses off. That's what I'm saying. And then I think because naturally we're Filipino, right?
Yeah,
So we're
yeah.
supposed to be in like hot, humid weather.
Facts.
When you put us in what? In Canadian brisk winter,
Mhm.
how are you gonna feel? You gonna be
Bro.
fucking stressed out.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel like you're not supposed to be in that area. Cooked up.
I'm putting no like face stuff on, but my skin feels so good. Like when I feel like I'm Canada, I feel like, oh, my girl has the eczema like flaring up every day. She's stressed about that, bro. If she comes out here, yo, this is where we're supposed to be.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. One thing I'll say though
Yeah.
is when you come to Hawaii, you know how movies portray things in a different light?
Yeah,
New York in a movie and New York in real life,
yeah.
kind of similar, but it's still not the same.
True.
LA, great example. LA in the movies, LA in real
Compared
life,
to real life, it's
different.
Yo, I feel
Completely
like
different.
Hawaii is what it is.
Exactly. Like what you see in the movies,
Yeah.
is exactly what you get out here, bro.
Wait. So Surf's Up
Yeah.
compared to Happy Feet. You know, what I mean? were they both chill like environments? Because I watched Surf's Up again, but I didn't watch Happy Feet again.
I think Happy Feet was chill.
It was
It
chill.
was a chill movie.
Yeah.
That wasn't like
Okay.
Surf's Up was more comedic though.
Yeah.
Surf's Up's my favorite though.
What I like about Surf's Up though is it was actually documentary style.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
I watched
it
it,
is,
I'm like,
is,
yo,
it
as a
is.
kid, I'd never really bagged that they were just following the penguins.
Yeah, that's what it is. Low key. So I think they were making fun because at the time X Games was really popular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, X Games was huge,
Yeah.
and then like Tony Hawk shit. Skater culture in general was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
big at that time.
Word.
So surfing is obviously the other side of it.
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
just want to do like that movie.
There's two hidden details I found about Surf's Up though.
Yeah,
and
you have
that
Surf's
one-
Up theories?
And one of them, it's not a theory, but it's like hidden details.
Mhm.
So one of them was how Surf's Up dissed
Happy Feet?
Yeah.
Because they're both penguin movies.
No. So I don't know if you caught this, but when they asked Cody, he was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, do you have any other talents other than surfing?" And then he sarcastically said, "Do you remember what he said?"
What did he say?
He said, "What, like singing and dancing?"
yo, actually,
That's narcissistic as fuck.
Yo, I do remember that though.
Yeah. And then there was another one where I didn't know this, but in the director
Mhm.
put UFOs and flying objects in the back.
Of Happy Feet.
No, in the back of Surf's Up.
Oh,
Yeah, they're like
word.
Easter eggs. Like you can actually see a UFO flying in the sky.
Word, I
Yeah,
didn't know
fam.
that. Do you
I
know
didn't know
the
either.
Big Z theory though?
No.
You ever heard that one?
Oh, is it the one where like he's based on a real person?
That's probably true.
Yeah.
But that's not the theory.
Oh, okay, what is it?
So if you guys know the movie Surf's Up, Big Z was pretty much the hero or like the person Cody looked up to.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And he inspired Cody to become this big surfer,
Uh-huh.
this superstar, whatever.
Yeah,
Now, Cody in the beginning of the movie was given his Z necklace. Remember?
Yeah, the shell.
The shell.
Yeah.
Cool. Theory goes that Big Z is actually Cody from the future. So
What?
Yeah. I know.
Oh,
so what it is?
Yeah.
It's pretty much like an infinite paradox.
Mm.
Big Z teaches him to become that superstar that he is.
Yeah.
And it's just a constant loop.
Oh.
So Big Z is Cody from the future teaching Cody again how to become that superstar.
Word.
Yeah.
Wait, is Big Z the one that goes, this is Steph, or I mean, this is my girl Susie.
No. Big Z is
Who is that?
the penguin that looks like Denzel with the dread.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, know your analogies, bro.
No, actually.
Yo, Carlos, when he's in Hawaii, he actually turns into Cody, bro. I just can't wait to see you on the surfboard because that's when you get really activated. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, when you put yourself in a setting of like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I really like going places and immersing myself. When I went to Texas, for example,
Yeah.
cowboy hat on, trying to ride horses, trying to do
Yeah.
everything kind of in that culture to just feel what it is.
Yeah.
And when you're out here in Hawaii and anywhere you go in the world, to be honest, you kind of just want to do that
Yeah.
because you get to be part of the mythology of it. Like, you know how we have stories of King Arthur and dragons and shit,
Yeah.
and it becomes iconic because there's a whole like, it feels right. You know what I mean? There's a whole almost like culture, storyline,
Yeah.
feeling, aesthetic to it, and every single piece of it mashes together to create one big fantasy world or even just a realm. Now, if you could dead ass just do that with your real life.
Real shit, yeah.
If you want your life to feel like a documentary, just do things that people would make documentaries about.
Yeah.
If you want your life to feel like a rom-com, go out, look
Do
for
it,
love, have comedic timing, you know what I'm saying?
Real
Have
shit.
fun, laugh.
When you said I think your biggest line is like, yo, my life is a movie. Yo, everywhere because I've traveled you a lot, and like you learn a lot about a person when you travel, right?
Yeah.
And LA, whenever we go to the Grove and stuff like that, it actually feels like a movie.
It feels like a movie,
Like
right?
if we did the horseback riding, that would have been a movie. I'm not gonna lie. But there was no.
Helicopter, you got helicopter.
Yeah.
Give it a bit.
But there was no reservations for that. But at the same time, like, yo, everywhere we go, imagine, Nashville is gonna be a movie. I just know because we're gonna have all the cowboy hats, all the things.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a movie, bro.
Yo, okay, I really want to do the Nightmarcher stuff,
Yeah,
but you're scared, right?
I'm scared, bro.
Bro, leave in the comments if you should do it. This episode's gonna come out and we have time.
Yeah.
Leave a comment, leave a like right now,
Yeah.
and we could do. I really want to do exploration
Yeah.
for the Nightmarchers in Hawaii.
Do you have a story about the Nightmarchers? Because I know I told you about it, but do you have any?
It's just the same lore. So pretty much what it is these Nightmarchers, people say when you go to certain mountainsides
Yeah.
or certain trails,
Is it forest or mountainsides?
it's all of them.
Oh shit.
Because the trails, they have forests,
Yeah,
but the
yeah.
mountains,
Okay.
it's green.
Yeah.
Now, they say when you go there at certain times, especially at night,
Yeah.
you'll hear music, like tribal music.
That's so scary, though.
Hey,
Yo, like, if I heard
saying?
that running, man.
type shit.
Yeah.
Now you'll hear that, and you'll see flames like flickering of torches in the distance. And if you follow it, you'll find what people claim to be the ghosts and the spirits of ancient tribes, just marching. And they call them, I'm pretty sure they're warriors that ward off evil spirits
Yeah.
to protect the sacred land that's there.
Word.
So you're scared, but honestly, we have no ill intent, fam. We're just like documenting this shit.
Yeah, because like I always said, it's the ghost versus the sacred ghost. Like that is like the people that died on that island. I'm not trying to see none of that.
Hey, bro,
you know?
I got like 1/8 Samoan.
Yo,
in me.
why you can't say that, bro?
I
Like,
got like 1/8 Samoan.
what, are you
in
gonna
me.
tell them that like before they and they're drumming in front of you? No, don't worry. 1/8.
No, but don't you think like if it's a spirit, they see things differently, not even onto like a physical level or even communication level that we do.
do you think?
I feel like spirits just know shit. You know?
Yeah, maybe. Because like say we go in there with good energies. Do you think that they would read the energy? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, because if we were to comprehend a spirit
Yeah.
and how it could communicate with us,
Yeah.
and they communicate to each other, we don't hear them talking.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it would definitely be something that you see beyond.
Yeah.
So if I were to talk to your spirit and my spirit, it wouldn't be through body.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like low key, us communicating right now, we're using our physical matter. Like my lungs, my esophagus is
Yeah.
making noises into noises that you can understand through a frequency in your brain. But realistically, if it's spirit to spirit,
Yeah.
when we pray to God, when we feel something in the air, when we feel love, that's
Different type of communication.
you don't hear words.
Yeah.
You don't hear words.
That's
When
true,
Wi-Fi
bro.
connects to your phone, it's not giving it
don't-
words.
That's so
What do you
true,
call
fam.
that?
Yeah. I feel like if we do that though, it's like I have to be in there not scared because I feel like when I get scared, that's when the drumming gets intensified and they'll run after me. But I also found out that there's duendes in Hawaii.
There's hella.
Yes, they're called the menehune.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
but
different word?
Yeah, it's a word for it.
Oh,
so
shit.
they're 2 to 3 feet, and they're also in the forest with the Nightmarchers.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So imagine we go to the Nightmarchers and see a little person,
Yeah.
and we're like, oh wait, oh this is another urban legend. It's a 2-for-1 special in the forest.
Okay, we do the Nightmarchers, feel me?
Yeah.
And then we do the, what do you call them again?
Menehune.
The Menehune,
Yeah.
the one day
but
variant.
Yeah. But I know that we might see the menehune because there's more stories.
There's more stories about it.
Yeah, that they are. So hunters go out in the forest in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And they've seen like very deep in the forest little footprints. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense if a kid's down there because it's so deep, right?
Yeah.
And these menehunes are known for building.
Mm.
So you would see statues in the forest built by them.
Oh shit, that's sick.
So they're
though.
builders.
That's
they're
actually
builders,
fire.
Yeah. So this is like little huts, fam.
That's actually fire. Wait, how big are they? Are they shorter than
No,
Duende
2 to
or
3
like the
feet.
same shit?
I think it's the same shit. Like Duendes, fam.
Same people, same. Or
Same-
same creatures.
Yeah. But yo, 2 to 3 feet. If we see any like weird, stop. Yo, you can't do that, bro. Even
No, actually, you're not even allowed to point like that. Because
Why?
that dead ass could be a
Oh,
Duende
yeah,
house.
hit
You have to.
yeah.
Wait, you have to bite your tongue.
Yeah. Bite your thing if you.
You have to,
Yeah. See, we
you have to
know,
point
fam.
to the Filipinos. Yo, dead ass. That's why they point. They point
Why?
with their lips because.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, because
Oh,
Duendes.
tell them the this one, the theory, because that
Oh,
this
this.
one.
You didn't know this?
No, I didn't know
So
that.
pretty much, you see the Hawaiians go like this all the time.
Yeah.
What happened was there was a surfer.
Mm-hmm.
He lost his fingers, like
Crazy.
the 3 fingers, but he would still wave to people.
Yeah.
So when he's waving at people, it would be this. And then from then on, I think there's a statue of him somewhere. I forgot exactly where it is.
So he lost all these 3 fingers, and he could only wave
he
like
can only
this.
wave like this. I'm not sure if he lost it because of a shark or
Okay.
what, but I know he lost it in like surfing. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But
'Cause-
that became the culture. Shaba.
Yeah. Was it the big wave? The big wave surfing?
Yo, even I'm pretty sure there's even like last time I was here,
Yeah.
we went to a certain beach, and this was where I guess like a whole bunch of surfers come to. And you know how in Surf's Up,
Uh-huh.
they have that big Z board
Yeah.
as a almost like a monument,
It says like a tribute to the guy.
a tribute.
Yeah.
A tribute. Yo, there's a graveyard of surfers, fam.
Oh shit.
The I guess the surfers that passed away there
Yeah.
because they hit the biggest waves.
Yeah.
But I remember going there and like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like what a way to be, I guess, commemorated.
Yeah.
Like you see like the jerseys in the NBA stadium. Where
Exactly,
you see
yeah.
the surfboards there. It's
Yeah,
fucking fire. It's
Yeah,
actually
I
really
remember
cool.
the guy's name now. It's Greg Knoll, the guy
Yeah.
who's the first person to do a big wave surf, and that's why Big Z. That's like his character.
Oh, he's
yeah,
that's who
he's
he's
Greg Knoll.
inspired
Yeah,
by?
because remember, Big Z is the one that's actually doing the big waves, fam.
yeah.
But I like the tributes like that too, because in the Minecraft movie,
Mhm.
do you know Technoblade?
What's Technoblade?
So like
is it
there
a
were-
streamer?
Yeah, it was a streamer that died, that passed away.
Oh, shit.
And he put on like Minecraft from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And there's a scene where they're walking in the village, and then there's a pig with a crown on, and everybody's like, why is there a crown on that pig? And the guy's skin in Minecraft was a pig with a crown on, Technoblade's thing.
Oh.
Yeah, so he got a cameo because they wanted to like commemorate his death. You know what I mean? But his last video was mad sad, and his last video was called So Long Nerds, and then his
Yeah.
dad was just with his dog. Oh, before Technoblade left,
Yeah.
he has a message for you guys. And then it was so sad. He's like, I would be Technoblade in every other life. Like, you guys saved me. It's
Wow.
like the first line was like, if you're seeing this, I'm dead right now. Probably
Damn,
something
bro.
like that. But like, it's good that like his cameo went in, and the kid, the actor in the movie,
Yeah.
actually told the director, "Can we make this the cameo?"
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's a
exactly.
good. Because apparently there's so many references to Minecraft
Yup.
YouTubers, and me being like I haven't fully watched it. I only watched the clips.
Yeah.
So I can't say everything.
A lot.
But what I heard, one of my favorite Minecraft YouTubers at the time,
Who?
that's one of my favorites, Tobuscus.
Tabascus.
Toby Turner, you know the song that
Yes,
goes
man.
chicken nugget in a biscuit. Yo, they put that in the movie. Like
Word.
they said something like chicken biscuit or something, chicken
Word.
nugget biscuit.
That's crazy.
But it's cool to see how much a game. Would you say Minecraft's the greatest game in the world? I low-key think it's the greatest game in the world.
Yeah, Because from age fucking 5 to now, I can still enjoy Minecraft as it is.
And I said this before, but the reason Minecraft is the best game, it's literally just a replay of life simplified. You know what I mean? Uses your creativity.
Yep.
You can do anything you want in the game.
Yep.
There's no set goal you have to follow. And everybody has fun.
That's true.
And it's multiplayer.
That's true.
Name me another game that can do that besides like Fortnite maybe.
Fortnite maybe, but it's like at the same time, Minecraft is so nostalgic though. Like,
and it's simple.
It's simple.
And it's simple. It's not doing too much.
Simple. See, like in Hawaii, fam, life is so simplified here. It's like you go out to the beach, you work, you go about to the beach again. You know?
Legit. Yeah, legit. If you could have fun with the least amount of bells and whistles, then you have something special.
Yeah.
And I think about it a lot is because when we go out and I guess do too much.
Yeah.
Greatest example I can give is imagine you watch an Avengers movie, right? And this is the problem Marvel had, and this is why they're in the shitter. Like their movies are kind of trash right now.
Is it because they complicated it too much?
And not that they complicated, they did too big of movies, and they kind of overstepped their shit. So pretty much what they did Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, and they did these big blockbuster movies that relied on big moments, big names. Oh, we're bringing back all the Spider-Man from the other Spider-Man movies. And then that's what makes it a good movie, right? What actually matters is the story. Because what happens, you get overstimulated. Oh my God, this, that, boom. Overstimulation. What makes a good movie, in my opinion, is actually the story, and that could low-key surpass any other stimulation. If I told you the greatest, I guess, great example. Imagine I gave you the most stimulating video ever, right? But it's just all visually stimulating and no story. It would be shit. It would make you give your attention, but it would be shit.
That's true.
And you would walk away being, oh, okay, whatever. And that's what short form content is now. Compared to if I told you the greatest story ever and then maybe a little bit boring of like visuals, the story would stick with you maybe for life.
That's true.
And that's how life works too. Is because if you kind of just take your time with things, focus on the good stuff about life, not just I guess the overstimulating parts, the pleasure, the lust, the rah-rah, I gotta wear this and that, I gotta do this and this, money, flex. That's the stuff that holds us back from, I guess, just feeling the grass.
Real shit.
Being comfortable and being grateful with the little stuff, you know?
I feel like, even in game consoles too, like, you know the Nintendo Switch 2, like, just dropped? They're now, like, you can use the controllers as mouse, and you have game chat, and there's... It's, like... I feel like that shit is so overstimulating too, because it's like before we had the PSP DS, it's so easy. You flip, go in. But now it's like, oh, you have to set up the Switch in the airport. You got to take this. You got to connect this. It's all like, Tamagotchis. So simple. You put it on your bag, you take care of your little pet, and then you go about your day.
And then now there's so much bells and whistles.
So much bells and whistles.
And the thing, one person's story I think about a lot. And it's very prevalent even just right now. Justin Bieber.
Oh, okay.
Great example. His deadass from the beginning of his childhood, bro. He was put into the spotlight and couldn't live a regular life. Even to this day, everybody knows all his business. And what's even sad too is all those conspiracies about him and Diddy. What happened is the whole world knows now, and he kind of has to sit with that, knowing all of the embarrassing things that happened to him. Everybody knows too, and it's not. It's not private.
I know.
It'll hit you in a certain way, and that's why he kind of crashed out during. You see what happened recently on his live. So he was on live and he made a diss track to Benny Blanco. Because Benny Blanco pretty much took Selena Gomez, and he's married now with her. Engaged. And I think he has nothing else to do.
There's whole theories that his girlfriend, that his like whole relationship was plotted at the beginning.
I heard about that. That's a crazy theory.
So Hailey Bieber, like, even remember when they met and they're like both small?
That's
his dad.
Her dad.
The dad plotted for Hailey to get with Justin. Maybe this is obviously just a theory, but Justin's rich, fam. Like, you know what I mean? You get in that circle, you have all those connects, boom.
You know why?
Why?
Because there's a term for it.
Oh, there's a term.
Yeah, I'm blow your mind. Ready?
Okay, bet.
So, what they want to put him in?
Yeah.
And because they're fucking smart. Theory?
Yeah.
I think the Benny Blanco, Selena Gomez shit
Yeah.
is all in cahoots with the taking down of Justin Bieber. And it's
Really?
a crazy theory.
Why?
It's a crazy theory, but hear me out.
Yeah.
So, what they're trying to get Justin Bieber in is called a conservatorship.
Okay, what's that?
So, what happens in that? That's the exact thing that Britney Spears was in her relationship under her lawyers and her team.
Yeah.
So, when she had a mental breakdown, what it did was pretty much move all the rights to her assets to the team and the boyfriend
Okay.
and the manager. So she couldn't make decisions with her money and her assets, bro. Now, check this out.
Damn.
And that's exactly what they wanted to do to guess who?
Who?
Ye. They wanted to do that exact same thing to Kanye West. So what they were planning to do was get Kanye drugged up, mentally ill,
Yeah.
and I mean he kind of is, but like they wanted him to go into a conservatorship,
Yeah.
so that Kim Kardashian
Would
could
get
take
all the
over-
assets?
Yeah, could control everything and pull all the strings, do whatever she wants with the money.
Yo.
And that's why Kanye's crashing out so bad.
Yeah.
Same way Justin Bieber's kind of crashing out too. And a lot of these victims in Hollywood low-key are,
Yeah.
is because they are victims, fam, and we
Yeah.
don't really realize it. We just see the crash outs.
Yeah.
We just see the I guess the headlines, the people talking about, oh, they need help, they need
Yeah.
help. Yeah, they do need help.
Fam, yes.
But sometimes they were put in positions to be victims so other people can take advantage of them.
Yeah.
And look at Hollywood. It's not new that people are taking advantage of people.
Dog.
That's not fucking new.
I feel like the crashing out is the only way that people could listen to you. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, how else are you gonna get the message out if you're not, unless you're doing like secret tweets and stuff like that? You know what I mean? You have to crash out on camera
Yeah.
for people to help. That's the only way.
And it sucks because like obviously you're gonna be deemed as mentally unhealed.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know? But that's the only, I guess, way in your mindset too. Cause fam, who knows what drugs they put in their shit?
Yeah.
Like
One of the sickest scenes in the Ye documentary was when he Max who's the Pierce guy? Pierce Morgan or something?
Piers Morgan, yeah.
Yeah, was talking on the news and he was watching it in the car. Do you remember this?
I forgot.
So he was watching it and Piers Morgan was like, he's just bipolar. All this shit he's saying is thing. And then all his boys were like, Kanye, stop watching it. He's taking it out of context. Kanye's like, no, he's putting it in context. That's what I want, right? And then right after he's like, Piers Morgan was like, maybe Kanye is right. And then they all started celebrating in the car. He was like, that's what you put it into context and you make it what it is. You know what I mean?
Because he's low-key, he is smarter than we think. Obviously, like, he has some ideals in his head and,
Real
I
shit.
don't know, like, views on shit that aren't obviously correct.
But that's a human at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, it's human. Everybody has their failures. Everybody has their way of thinking. But you kind of have to look at the person in the position they are, right? Like, that's such a rare fucking case to be in.
Yeah.
Especially a life to be living, right? Like,
Yeah.
who else can kind of relate to that? Literally nobody in the world.
You can't.
Literally nobody else in the world. So
Yeah.
we kind of have to understand. It's like trying to understand an alien for the first time.
Yeah.
I don't want to call like another person an
alien, but yeah.
But in the same sense, like if I meet somebody from a whole different culture and they do things differently than I am and they kind of like disrupt my, let's say, my home,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna freaking, crash out on them right away and be like, yo, you're disrespectful, this and that and that. Maybe they just have a lack of knowledge.
True.
Or they just think differently because they come from a different walk of life.
Yeah, fam. You can't like recreate a human. You know what I mean? There's gonna be no other Carlos. You know what I mean? But yo, did you see what happens with the animals though? They're trying to recreate like the extinct animals.
What animal they're trying to make?
It was on Joe Rogan.
Wait,
So-
what are they trying?
so do you
Oh,
know
the direwolves.
direwolves,
Yeah, the
yeah.
direwolves
No.
from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the person that made it, that's trying to recreate it, is also doing a new one right now. They're trying to recreate the woolly mammoth.
What the
So-
fuck is it gonna do with a woolly mammoth?
Fam,
though?
I don't know, but like they started off trying to make so it's called the woolly mouse.
Yeah.
Right? And the mouse are coming out the same color as the woolly mammoth.
Wait, woolly mouse. So it's
So
small?
It's small, but like the mouse.
Dog, they're making small woolly mammoths?
Yes.
What the fuck
That's
is that
exactly
for?
what it's gonna be.
What are we doing?
I
What are we
don't
doing
know.
with that?
I have no idea.
What's the
fam.
purpose?
I don't know.
Dog, we can't be playing with like animals like that.
I have a picture too. Like, you know how we said all the big mountains
Mm-hmm.
were where like big giants just like
back in the day. Yeah.
So when we were on top of the pillar, the pillbox hike, I took a video, right? Because I looked to the left, and it
And then the
looked.
mountain looked at you.
No. Fam, I would have been so fucking serious. Yo, Carlos, get off this fucking. No, but I looked to the left, fam, and it looked like a dinosaur.
You see?
So tell me this doesn't look like a. The eye is there, fam.
Loki kind of does. You're right.
It
kind of does.
You-
Like
the
a Loch
friendly-
Ness monster.
Yeah.
They're like this.
you know the friendly dinosaur?
Yeah, it kind of looks like that actually.
Yo, that's exactly what.
Who knows, fam? Who knows, bro?
I'm telling you, all this shit, bro. Crazy.
It could be. Yo, I have I heard theories
Yeah.
on Moana.
Okay.
I didn't know, but Moana is actually based on like actual Hawaiian folklore, like actual
Yeah.
legends. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a theory that it went over everybody's head, and still to this day, it's not, I guess, talked about, and it's still just a conspiracy.
What is it?
But it makes so much sense. So the theory is Moana is actually the daughter of Maui.
Of the Maui's the big guy, right?
Maui's the big guy, yeah.
I thought that's what it is.
No. Moana in the movie
Yeah.
is the daughter of like the king and the queen, remember?
Yeah.
Not Maui.
Oh,
So
really?
theory, you know the very first Moana?
Uh-huh.
Deadass, I think in the beginning of the movie where she's a baby and she's walking toward the water and the water comes up and it's like playing with her.
Yeah.
So theory goes that Moana was just dropped off by the ocean and the king and queen adopted her. Yeah. Now check this out. The mother's name
Yeah.
in Moana is named Sina.
Okay.
Now in the mythology,
Yeah.
it's crazy because there's a story about this demigod,
Uh-huh.
and the demigod pretty much saved a woman from a serpent, and it was like an eel, right?
Yeah.
Now there's this eel that was in love with this woman named Sina. Check
Yeah.
this out. And when the woman was done with the eel and did not love the eel anymore, the demigod came, took the eel, put it into the ground. This is the folklore.
Yeah.
Put it into the ground, and out sprouted the first ever coconut tree. Cool?
Yeah.
But if you look at Moana 1,
What
in
happened?
Moana 1, when Maui is singing the song and talking about himself,
Yeah.
he says a line about how he took an eel, put it into the ground, created a coconut tree.
That's what.
So that's saying that's him.
It was like a foreshadow.
That's him. Now, that means because in Moana,
Yeah.
is the name of the daughter of Sina.
Oh.
Yeah, so that means Maui dealt with the mother Moana, and the king, I guess,
goodness.
is just like another guy into the picture.
Yeah.
He's not the stepfather. He's the father that stepped up.
Oh my god. No, but yo, their dynamic though is dead ass. I thought it was the whole time like father daughter.
It makes sense though.
Yeah,
it
it
makes so
makes
much
sense.
sense. And there's a lot of key details into it, kind of leaning that way. First off, they're never like romantic,
Yeah.
right? And you can tell it's more of like a teacher and student vibe.
Exactly. Yeah.
And she gets a tattoo at the end of the second movie.
Oh my god.
Just like her dad.
Yeah.
So, high key is a true theory.
Yeah. I love the little hidden details. I don't know if we ever talked about the Rapunzel theory.
What's the Rapunzel theory?
Have you ever talked about how in the beginning of Rapunzel there's like a baby toy, and you know how it has like the ornaments on it? I'll show you a picture.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Rapunzel was like a baby, and there's like a
Yeah.
little toy in her bib.
Yeah.
And it had 5 ornaments, right?
Mm.
Each of those ornaments symbolize all the characters that she'll meet along the plot.
Oh,
So
shit.
foreshadow here.
They just showed it right
Yeah,
up.
they showed it right away. So let me try and find it. So boom, if you look on there,
Yeah.
one of them is the lizard, right? Fam, the lizard was there the whole
That's
plot.
Pascal.
That's the best friend,
Yeah.
fam. Then you see the white horse. The white horse is the guy's
guy,
horse.
Flynn Rider.
Exactly. Another one is the angel. So at the end of the movie,
Who's
there's
the
like
angel?
Here, I'll show you. The angel is kind of a funny one because it's a side character, but it's the guy that dressed up in the house,
right?
yeah, in the bar. And then if you see the bird, the blue bird, remember when she was first out of her tower?
Oh, that's actually cool.
He
as
flew,
fuck.
and at the end when they're celebrating, he also flew through the screen.
That's sick.
And then the last one, the duck.
yeah.
Remember when Flynn took Rapunzel to that place?
Yo.
That was also an important part of the plot, fam.
So they just gave it subtly in the
They
very
gave it
beginning.
suddenly,
They did
yeah.
the same thing in Shaun of the Dead.
What's Shaun of the Dead?
It's like a zombie movie, but pretty much what they did, they had a conversation at a bar,
Yeah.
and they're saying like, oh, we should go here and here, and then after our bar night, we should go to this bar,
Word.
go here, get food, whatever, blah 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 blah, right?
Yeah.
That all happened in the movie, just with zombies.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that one. That one is
Shaun of the Dead.
Is it like a kids movie or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's like I think it's the creators of Hitchhiker,
Oh,
Baby
okay.
Driver, I think.
Oh, okay. Then it's fucking it's gory then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a comedy adult movie.
Word. One of the most goriest like, I don't think it's talked about enough. The Tarzan scene.
What's Tarzan scene?
Because it's I think it's labeled as the most disturbing kids movie scene.
Wait, what?
When Tarzan was fighting Clayton at the end.
Oh.
Remember?
You know
And
what? I don't really remember it too well.
if you want, I'll show you after. But when they were fighting at the end, Clayton kind of gets his neck wrapped around like a tree, and then he falls.
Yeah.
And there's a shadow behind showing him getting. Yes.
Oh shit.
Yes, fam. It's labeled as the most disturbing.
Yo.
And you can tell at the beginning of the movie, it already sets the violence, because when the tiger attacks the family,
Yeah.
bloody, and I'm like, yo, this is a kids movie, bro.
I never really bagged it back in the day.
Yes.
I never really like looked into that shit.
Yeah, because they're not supposed to show it to you in front, but like there's a shadow, and Clayton's like this.
Yeah. What do you think's
Crazy.
your first, I guess, eye opener to murder and like violence and stuff like that as a kid? What do you think's your first opener to that?
I'm pretty.
What's your first memory of it?
I think it was like Lilo and Stitch that made me a bad kid.
No, I'm not talking about.
Yo, cause
I'm not
Stitch.
talking about making you a bad kid. I'm talking about like the first time you heard about blood, violence,
Oh.
murder as a kid. What's the first time?
Fuck.
Because I remember it very vividly.
What was yours?
My parents used to watch America's Most Wanted
What's that?
on VHS. Used to watch it all. I think every time we went to Blockbuster,
Yeah.
we would get DVDs. I would get like kids movie, like Nemo, whatever, and they would get America's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
America's Most Wanted is pretty much a list. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
It's pretty much a list of all of the most wanted criminals, either murderers, terrorists, serial killers, ever
Yeah.
in America, and they pretty much put into a show, documentary style, telling the tragedies that happened, the stories that happened, and stuff like that, right? Recently,
What happened?
there was one I remember, and it's crazy because it relates to an actor.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro. This is fucked up. This is actually crazy.
Uh-huh.
So, remember when we talked about Diddy
Yeah.
and how there was ties to certain celebrities, one of them being Ashton Kutcher, to be kind of sus.
Yeah.
Because of Brittany Murphy.
He's related. Yeah. He's
The
an
girl he
association.
dated,
Yeah.
like, died mysteriously.
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. Did you know Ashton Kutcher was supposed to go on a date with the girl the night she died?
What?
Yeah. Fam.
Why?
The story's mod. And the story, fam, like, it makes you think, he... Yo, so check this out.
Yeah.
I don't want to just say it straight up because I'm not trying to point no fingers.
Yeah.
But story goes, he was supposed to take this girl in September, I think 2001.
Yeah.
He was supposed to take this girl on a Grammys date.
Oh my god.
Like a Grammys after party date, right? Cool. Now 8 o'clock, he calls her, hey, I'm gonna pick you up later, blah, blah, blah. She goes, okay. He doesn't get to her apartment until like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Cool? Now, when he gets to an apartment, he knocks on the door, and he's like, oh, okay, nobody's there? She's not coming outside? He goes and waits and just wondering, like, yo, where's she at?
Yeah.
What he does, he goes to the window, looks inside, and he sees like a big red stain on the carpet. And in his head, he said, you know what? I'm getting ghosted right now. Like, this is not anything.
No.
I'm gonna just leave, cut my losses. Like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And he goes to the Grammys party. Done.
Uh-huh.
Little did he know, or maybe he did.
Yeah.
The next morning, the roommate of the girl finds her dead in the apartment in a pool of blood.
Bro.
Now, she obviously goes to the police, and one of the people she calls is who? Ashton Kutcher,
fam.
because he's the one that's dating her at the time. Cool? Bro. So what does he do? You know what he does?
What?
He calls the police immediately
Yeah.
and says, hey, I was dating this girl and I've been around her a lot, so my DNA is probably all over the apartment.
Yo, this
Sounds
is
fucking fishy, no?
3D chess though.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, what happens is he testifies and it goes to court. And what happens, they find out that the next door neighbor of the girl that was murdered was actually
Who?
a serial killer named the Hollywood Ripper.
Oh
But this is
my-
where it gets weird,
Yeah.
because none of the DNA of the Hollywood Ripper
Was there?
was in her room.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it was Ashton, fam.
Yo, so, but the Hollywood Ripper's DNA has been at the other crime scenes,
Yeah.
but not hers.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Now this gets fucking wild.
How?
So there's a show, you know, the 70s show?
Yeah.
Mila Kunis and Ashton
yeah,
Kutcher.
yeah.
There's a co-star.
Who?
Ashton Kutcher's co-star, it's a guy. I forgot his exact name. But pretty much he was actually in trouble for some R allegations.
Damn.
And he went to trial and everything, right? Now, the victim of the guy
Yeah.
wrote a letter, and wrote a few letters actually, and one of the letters is directed at Ashton Kutcher.
What?
Yeah, check this out. Yo, it's fucking crazy.
The heck?
Because in the letter it says, "Hey Ashton, I know you're trying to be just like your role model, but he's evil." There's a whole letter here. I'm gonna read it to you.
Yo.
So I heard everything in that phone call you made
Yeah.
in February 2001, and that was the day the girl died.
My goodness.
So, and she says, she ends it, "In my opinion, you're just as sick as your mentor."
Yo.
So she said she heard the plan. I know what you guys were doing, and you were actually on speakerphone during this whole call. So she knows some information that could
Yeah.
put him away.
Is Ashton Kutcher like on trial right now for that?
No, because he's already off.
Yo.
Yeah, because it went to the Hollywood Ripper
Nah, the play by calling the police and saying
and
that
saying, "Yo,
my DNA
my
was
DNA
there.
is
Like,
probably there." Yeah,
that's like not snitching, but that's actually positive snitching. Like,
yeah, because it's like,
You
yo,
wouldn't-
it makes sense
yeah, it
and
makes
shit
sense,
like that.
yeah.
But what if it was actually him that did it?
oh my goodness.
I don't know for sure, fam. I watch
Yeah,
Ashton
yeah.
Kutcher movies. It's pretty fucking fire, but like,
So that's the first time that you saw the violence from that show, like that your mom put you on.
yeah, the first time I ever saw violence, it wasn't that specifically.
Yeah.
That's like a whole different thing. But
Okay.
yeah, America's Most Wanted, those type of videos, those type of movies.
Yeah.
That's where I started hearing about like true crime.
Yeah. I remember
murders.
so there was a game that you have a T-shirt of it with the squirrels.
Happy Tree Friends.
Happy Tree Friends is the one I was really like, oh shoot, like this is bad. Like I should not be watching this. And Robot Chicken.
Oh yeah,
I think
Robot Chicken.
Robot
as a
Chicken was
kid.
the first thing that actually was like opened my eyes to like, nudity.
You know what's funny?
What?
The best way I can describe Robot Chicken as a kid
What?
is like what hell would be like.
Really?
Like it's temptation.
Yeah, real
but
shit.
it's fucking like it's not good for you.
Yeah.
But it makes you want to watch more.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way I can
Right.
describe that show. And as a kid at nighttime too.
Yeah.
It's like dark hours. It
Yeah,
feels
yeah.
like mystical type shit. Like you're not supposed to be doing it.
Yeah.
That's the best way I could describe like what hell would probably feel.
Yeah,
like.
yeah. Me and all my boys, right? When we first watched the Robot Chicken and we searched on YouTube, it was like all the crazy nudity scenes, right? And
In
then
Robot Chicken?
Yeah, in Robot Chicken, right? And we were all had the laptop here and we were all snuggled around the laptop. It's like a
Yeah.
sleepover, right? The camera of the guy's laptop like goes off. It goes green. Everybody, we're so paranoid that the camera's watching us and it's like somebody's watching us. We jump out the camera and we're like kids, right? So we don't
Yeah,
know anything.
yeah.
So we're like, oh shit, someone's watching us. watching us watch all these nudity scenes.
So you thought you got in
Yeah,
trouble?
fam. I actually like say this goes green, right? And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
god, somebody's fucking watching us.
Have you ever got caught for doing something like you're not supposed to do like that?
Nah. I mean, oh, well, one time on the Crazy Frog, you remember the Crazy Frog game on the thing? Like, there would be on the side, it would be like the pop-ups, and then my dad would come in and I'm like, fuck, like, why would the pop-up go up now?
Yo, I had moments like that watching anime. Yo, I was watching Attack on Titan, fam.
Yeah.
And I was watching it in sub.
Okay, yeah.
So all you hear is, Aaron. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just watching fucking anime.
Yeah.
And then my dad walks by and is like, what are you watching?
Yeah,
and I have to say, and I can't say Attack on Titan because he won't know what that shit is. I'm like, oh, it's Pokemon.
Yeah.
And obviously it doesn't sound like fucking Pokemon because Pokemon
It doesn't make those noises, man.
Like, fuck, bro. I don't know how to explain myself.
There's this difference between Pikachu and Ajay.
Yeah, it straight up sounded like, but it wasn't even a scene where they're doing anything crazy.
Yeah, it
They're
just sounds
screaming
crazy
like that. Like, my goodness, bro.
You know the craziest invention that I seen? The going back to Tamagotchi, they made a Tamagotchi vape. And,
what?
And if you don't thump your vape, your Tamagotchi dies.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, fam.
That's addiction to the
No,
max,
real
though.
shit, though.
That's gamifying addiction.
That's fact. But the thing is, like, the inventors, the kids the people that made it from the university, it was actually supposed to be the opposite away, reverse at the beginning. So if you don't thump it, it stays
keeps it alive.
Yeah.
And they jailbroke it.
No, but they're like, yo, we can make Loki. We can be evil and make it the other way around.
They chose the bad ending.
No, real shit. I think it was like a quote saying that we could just make this invention evil.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Yo, and that's addicting, fam. Like, you don't want your pet to die, fam.
That's crazy.
You don't want your shit to die, fam.
Because I know certain tech companies, they have code of ethics. I think specifically like Google.
Oh, Apple and Google probably.
Yeah, they have code of ethics. And they choose morality over, destruction and just taking over, I guess, the freaking brain of all humans, right?
Yeah.
Because they could actually do that.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is, how much do they care?
I feel like there's a lot of loopholes that they do. Like it's more code of ethics, but at the same time, this shit is not ethical, bro. Like they know
it. Like where does the line cross? And then if you keep pushing the line, I think about it this way. You know how when I guess you let's say you want to go on a diet or whatever, you're trying to avoid sweets and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, but I worked out, so I can probably take a snack. Oh, but I worked out this and that, or I did a run. Okay, maybe I can have some cake.
Yeah.
So when it comes to stuff like that with their code of ethics, what if it's like, we gave them this, maybe we can do some of this.
Yeah, bro.
And then as you keep pushing that line, the line keeps going farther and farther and farther, slowly away from where the line was originally drawn.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like at the beginning, it's very close, but now, fuck, bro. I knew it was not ethical when they started doing less and less, because it's like they're taking away the cords now. When you buy an iPhone, you don't get the big box. Before, if you got the iPhone, you would get the iPhone, the headphones, and the charger.
High key, you know what Apple's like?
What?
Apple's like a toxic relationship still.
Why? Oh, you keep coming back.
Think about it. They're low key like a toxic relationship.
Facts.
And we just keep playing into it.
Yeah, you keep coming back, bro.
They gaslight us. Like they're taking away slowly, little bit by little.
Yep.
Like, okay, let me push this boundary a little bit. I'm gonna take away their charger. I'm gonna take away the box.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take away the headphones. I'm gonna take away the headphone jack. Next thing you know, they're gonna take away all the buttons.
A lot, man. It's gonna be screen, dog.
No buttons, man.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'll probably buy the new iPhone 18. You know what I mean? Like, no screen, no charger. I'm probably still gonna do it.
And that's the toxic relationship,
ethical,
bro.
Yeah,
that's the toxicity, fam. Yeah. And high key, I think that's why it's kind of important to read books about human nature. And as dark as that sounds, human nature is human nature, bro.
Yeah.
And we kind of have to understand it. Do you think the world would be a worse or better place if everybody studied human nature in school?
But do you think there's because I feel like if you know too much about human nature, then there's obviously gonna be a person that's gonna be like, how can I manipulate it?
But human nature could also mean being compassionate to somebody. You know what I mean?
But if there's compassionate, there's the opposite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's life.
Yeah.
But that's life.
I guess.
You get the good with the bad.
But I feel like that's it
right now. The
happy
with the sad.
I feel like it's right now, though. Like, everybody has everybody in school is. Oh fuck! Wait, no, they don't.
They don't study it though.
But I feel like that's something that you just have to like you go through life and you learn it. That like life is just learning about other people.
So you think it's just supposed to happen without, I guess, guidance?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I don't know. That's a
Here's the
crazy
thing.
take though.
Yeah.
That's a
Here's the
crazy
thing though,
take.
because it's like say the more people you meet, that's the more experience you have, and those are actually the more compassionate people, because you've been around those people. You know what I mean,
That's
but
true.
a person stuck in the room probably knows nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what
So
I mean?
because you kind of have to give a standard then, and if the standard is we learn about human nature, then we learn about it.
Yeah, fam. I don't think there's a class on that.
There's not.
I mean, what was fully alive
Like we
again?
learn about fucking Pluto.
Yeah.
And shit.
Yeah.
And that's probably not even real too.
Yeah, fam.
I'm playing. I don't
One-
know.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that actually pissed me off since I'm an adult now, fam, is that there's no class in taxes. Like taxes was the biggest one where it's like, yo, when it hit me for the first time, I'm like, yo, nothing could have prepared me for this bullshit, right? So it's like there's so much things guaranteed in there's nothing guaranteed in life except death and taxes, fam, which is so
I
fucked.
don't like that saying though.
I don't like that saying.
I don't like that
bro.
saying 'cause I don't
it's
think that's
such a
true.
negative connotation.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
I think everything guaranteed in life is but I look at it differently.
Mhm.
Cuz you can look at it that way,
Yeah.
but instead of looking at like death and taxes, do the opposite of that. What's the opposite of taxes, I guess? I don't know what the opposite of taxes is. But let's just say like
Getting an ice cream on a nice.
instead of paying money to receive money, because you have to receive money to pay it anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can look at it the opposite. Instead of saying, oh, what's guaranteed is sadness, well, what's guaranteed is happiness before you can be sad.
That's true.
Right? Death and taxes, what's guaranteed is life before death.
Yeah.
It's just the way you look at it. It's the coin flip, right?
Yeah.
You can't, it's the dark side and the light side. You can't have one without the yin and the yang.
That's true.
So death and taxes, yeah, it's guaranteed, but also life and prosperity is too.
It's true. Yeah. No,
Just
that's
the
a good
way-
way.
just the way you
Yes.
flip it.
That's really like aloha, bro. I remember I'm in
Real
Hawaii.
aloha shit.
Real,
man. Real aloha shit.
Yo, I have a story, bro. This guy caught the biggest wave. Yo, we were at the beach yesterday, and we were at the biggest wave, and we were boogie boarding, right? And we were body surfing the waves, fam. And Carlos caught the crazy. Yo, he got up
With the boogie board,
with the boogie board, right? And I'm looking at it. I'm like, yo, he's gonna surf right into that kid, and if he doesn't stop, he actually might just body this kid, right?
Yo, it took me a minute to get that wave too, though. It took me a minute to get that wave. So I wasn't about to just waste my wave.
Yeah, the
bro.
whole wave.
I had to ride it. So I was riding it up.
Yeah.
And I see the kid, and I had a split second to decide: do I have fun, or do I ruin this kid's day?
Bro, and I'm surprised, yo, if I was that and I finally caught my big wave, bro, it took so long, like maybe 30 minutes to catch that, I would just rode it, man. Like, it just F the kid's feelings, bro. Like, I'm trying to experience this. But bro, split second, I don't know how the fuck you stood up anyways, but like, you
No,
canceled
I straight up just like, I pulled it up like this.
Yeah.
And I launched my feet so I would stand.
Yeah, you canceled
Like,
it still.
boy, slide dead ass a slide
Yeah.
cancel, bro.
My God. What do you think's harder, surfing or
Boogie
or,
boarding?
No,
Surfing for sure.
Surfing or
Snowboarding?
Skating. Like
Skating.
like skateboarding.
Skateboarding?
Skateboarding, yeah.
Surfing.
Surfing.
Timing.
We're-
Because skateboarding, you don't really need timing unless you're doing tricks.
That's true.
I would say. But
That's true.
surfing, to even catch the wave is the hardest shit ever, I would say.
Yeah.
And that's why in Surf's Up,
Yeah.
and you know what it kind of ties into? Is you know how Chicken Joe won?
Oh yeah.
How did he win?
I forgot, Loki.
This guy said, yeah. No.
I just watched the movie too.
I'm testing, bro. I'm testing,
Fuck.
bro.
You caught me there still.
You know the one is like, I say a joke, explain it.
Yeah. No. Why did you just hit me? Why did you just hit me? Nah. Podcast ended still. He actually caught me. Nah,
No,
bro.
okay, so the way Chicken Joe won,
Yeah.
the way Chicken Joe won was the whole competition, and this is what makes it really, really interesting, and it's dead as a good lesson, is the way he won the competition was not treating it like a competition.
He was chilling.
He was chilling.
Wait, was that the
and he was
scene when
just
he was just
having
like
fun.
this?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
The reason he caught the biggest wave and the reason he won is because he wasn't worried about everybody else. Cody and the other guy, I forgot his name, Zed or some Tank. Cody and Tank were so involved with each other, thinking about, oh, I gotta beat him, he's gotta beat me, this and that. So consumed by the competition,
Yeah.
they forgot to have fun. And having fun is what made the best surf
Yeah, fam.
or the best ride.
Yeah.
And bro, Chicken Joe, he did exactly that.
Yeah, bro.
He just rode the wave
Real
and went
shit.
with life
Real
and
shit.
didn't think about the competition. Didn't
Yeah.
think about the blah, 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 blah.
The BS.
Just went out and have fun.
Yeah,
'Cause at
yeah.
the end of the day, what's guaranteed? What's guaranteed is you could look at the competition. You could look at like the bullshit in between. But what's guaranteed is experience, and you can have fun.
Yeah.
The ability to have fun is guaranteed.
That's a great the ability to have fun.
It's guaranteed.
A lot of people don't have that, and that's why I like this group that we went to in the trip, because everybody's energy is good. Remember I said if one person is saying like giving me bad energy or like they don't want to do something, it'll throw me off. Fam, I haven't had that this whole trip. It's like everyone wants to go to the beach. Yeah, let's do it. Let's have fun. We're in Hawaii. You know what I mean? I love this group that we went with. So.
What's your opinions though on people that can't find that?
See, I get pissed off, man. I get rage baited into that, and I'm like why though? It's like life is short, so it's like why not just have fun while we're on Earth, fam? That's the whole point, like to live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think about it too, like as much as there's all rules and laws, especially in the Bible,
Yeah.
high-key God just wants us to enjoy life too, though.
Yeah.
And there was this one person that prayed for me before, like recently, and shout out to her, but she said a prayer for me, and she said something interesting that was a completely different take from what I'm usually hearing in prayers.
Okay.
But she said, God, please, I know you want to celebrate with him. Just give him time and ability to see that you can celebrate. And I'm like, celebrate? I'm like, damn, you're right. Because a lot of the time we don't think about that. We don't think about, like, maybe me personally, I don't think about celebrating stuff when I feel like I don't deserve it, if that makes sense. I feel like, oh, there's still so much more to do.
That's why,
I got to do this and this and that and that.
Yeah.
And everybody's stuck in their job, this and that. I got to make ends meet, this and that. I'm like, I'm so privileged right now to even say I can celebrate, right?
Yeah, real shit. How can you be mad on vacation?
Yeah, shout out.
Come on, bro. You can't be mad.
That's you wandering around
Oh,
all these Jamaica.
Fuck, bro. Yo, it sucks because I don't know if you've seen those viral videos going around in Thailand, the military draft.
No.
Because
Wait,
that
there's a
I would be
military draft right
stressed. It's literally the Hunger Games. So
Damn.
what happens is
I mean, half the population is like Muay Thai fighters.
yo, they're trained to go,
Yo,
fam.
They're ready to fight. They're all raw tang, bro.
All right, their front line goes like this.
Yo, their shins are gonna take all the bullets, bro.
No, but literally when you turn 21 in Thailand, you have to go through the draft and you have to pick a red or black card, and there's like a jar, right?
Wait, what's that for?
No, it's for the military.
Red and black, what's the difference though?
Yeah, I'll tell you. So if you choose red, if the guy you'll take it and you'll give it to the military guy.
Yeah.
And you'll wait, right?
Mhm.
And there's already 2 military guys holding you because a lot of people pass out because of the shock.
Oh shit.
Because they're actually going into the military, right?
Yeah.
And all the videos, if you get red, then that means you 2 years guaranteed service in the military.
Yeah.
If you get black, you're exempted. So dead ass Hunger Games, fam.
Oh.
All the videos I seen, there's a crazy one. The guy will say red. The guy passes out, hits his head on the floor.
Shit.
Yo, it's scary, fam. Like, we're mad privileged that we don't have to go through a fucking Hunger Games draft.
Yeah, and what we need to bag too is people before us did though.
Mm-hmm.
The people before us did.
That's true.
Especially wherever you come from, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, even if you think about it, our ancestors were probably tribes warriors too, fam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
They
they
were out in the
definitely had
fields.
to fight too. They couldn't just like live it.
Yeah.
But we don't realize that. And for us to be living in, like, I guess, the infrastructure that we have right now,
Yeah.
that couldn't have been built if people didn't low-key die for it.
Facts.
And obviously, I'm not one for war,
Yeah.
but respect to the ones that do fight for us, bro.
Yeah. That's why I don't want to do the Nightmarchers, bro, because the Nightmarchers are like probably that's their land.
But you
dog.
have to go in there with the idea that you're not there for ill intent.
Nah,
Like, if you're there to
that's
fool around, is different.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like, I'm gonna go, because like I was saying, if they could see your soul, I mean, God could see your soul, and He knows exactly like whether you're doing ill intent, bad intent, whatever. I feel like if you go with the good vibes and not something terrible you're looking at, like you'll be okay.
That's
And
true.
I feel like even people in general, that looks wild. That looked like a movie.
I'm like, hopefully I don't think I caught it, but there was a bunch of birds.
You can see in the background.
Yeah. Yo, a sick tradition though. I learned, and
Yeah.
Hayden told me this. But in Vietnam, there's something called mud splatting.
What is that?
You know what that is?
Nah.
So like they would take a bunch of mud and they would kind of make a oval, right?
Yeah.
And the outer parts are like the more thicker parts.
Mm.
So they would make mud cannonballs, throw it up in the air, and then once it lands, the outer part would form into a line. So it would be like, and then the outer,
What?
yeah,
That's
the
kinda cool.
so like the oval would turn into a line.
Yeah.
And
What's a line for?
The longer the line is, the more fertility that land will grow in the past few years.
That's actually cool.
That's what I'm saying.
That's actually cool.
And I was trying to think, like, do we have any of that shit in the Philippines? Like,
Do we?
rituals like that for land or maybe something like that? But I don't think we do, fam.
I don't think we do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
I don't
leave
know.
down in the comments if
Yeah.
you guys know any. Also,
Yeah.
leave a like.
Facts, bro.
Also, leave a like. Yo, we're in
Facts.
Hawaii, man.
a lot, man. We're in Hawaii,
Oh,
bro.
but I do have a story for you.
Okay.
It's about the most haunted and deadass. This is the worst fire. One of the worst fires in the world.
Okay.
It actually happened in the Philippines.
Okay.
Now, it happened at this place called. Let me get it right.
Okay.
Called the Ozone Disco.
Mm.
Bro, this place, still to this day, people say is haunted by so many ghosts because so many people died in that building.
Really?
Because the worst fire ever imaginable happened there. Hold on, let me feel it.
Yeah. Say it again.
Because the worst fire that ever happened in the Philippines happened at that disco.
Really?
Now, what happened was there was a malfunction with, I think, the electricity, something like that,
Yeah.
where it caused the fire, but the exits, they became destroyed. They broke down right away, and
Nah.
116 people, all trapped into that one building, died.
Oh my god.
116 people
Yeah.
burned to their death, fam.
Holy shit.
Burned. Now, what's crazy is to this day, people say they feel the energy and the spirits of all the people that passed away there. And if you go, you can see spirits from that time era.
Oh my god.
So you'll see them like dressed in like disco attire.
Yo.
Yeah, they're dancing to movements like
Yeah.
disco. And we can explore it if you want to.
Okay, that's I would rather do that than the Nightmarchers.
Why?
Because it's like, Hawaii is sacred, fam. Like,
Yeah, I guess so.
you know
but
what I mean?
like-
It's very, but at the same time, it's like that. I don't know if you know what happened in. I think it was somewhere in Mexico or Dominican.
Yeah.
Recently, 100. I think it was. I think 100 to 120 people.
Mhm.
They were in a club, and the roof dropped,
Oh shit.
and it killed those people on vacation.
Damn.
Yeah, and another one was the Hudson River crash.
Yeah, that's
And
recent. That's
yeah,
recent.
and obviously RIP to those people. Like
Yeah.
it's very recent, but already there's theories going around like the guy that was in there was a CEO, I think, of a big tech company.
Damn,
right?
bro. Yo, all these tech billionaires are going missing.
That's
bro.
what I'm saying.
dying.
That's why the theories like remember the guy that got by the Luigi?
Yeah,
That was also a big tech guy.
I know.
And I'm like, the pilot said there was no fuel or something. How do you go into the air not with full gas tank? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
this is kind of crazy, bro.
Does not make any sense, bro.
Remember how I said that thing? I made a prediction how eventually it might get so crazy that Netflix or certain, I guess, studios will orchestrate a murder or orchestrate an incident so they can make the documentary about it. We might be living in that right now.
Yeah.
I feel like, I know it sounds crazy, we might deadass be living that.
Yeah, fam. Method acting, bro. But like real life.
I hope not, but
Yeah.
it could make a lot of sense, especially the way people take advantage of shit, just situations they can.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be too far-fetched for someone to fabricate a whole scenario so they can rip it and take the profit from it.
Yeah. If you have big budget movies, you have a big budget to do these stunts, you can recreate something
Now,
like that.
theory, ready?
Yeah.
What if a lot of the things we see in the news is that? And
Just
it's
a-
been proven once with the moon landing.
Yo, that's crazy, bro.
And obviously there's theories about the, 9/11.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
fam.
Like, obviously, like, like, it's just theory, but
Yeah.
it could be like that.
Yo, that's
Who
so
knows?
crazy. Yeah. It's like when you pass, like they show you everything that's being controlled and stuff like that, and that would be the craziest way to go out. Like, oh, the whole time we are the movie.
And you know what's interesting, too?
Yeah.
When documentaries and about like celebrities that passed away,
Mm.
it's kind of like making the last statement of the history for that person, and it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
If you think about it this way, like, you know how back in the day, if a king wanted to be remembered or like someone, I guess, important, let's say Plato,
Yeah.
or like, you know what I mean,
They had statues and shit.
Aristotle type
Yeah.
shit, right? It would be written down, and whatever's written down today, we would be reading it, and that was the history. That's how we know the person.
Yeah.
In the same sense, whatever content is made about the person after and they can't continue is what we know about the person.
Yeah.
So slowly, especially with AI, do you think they could fabricate years worth of, I guess, data, footage, evidence of things being completely fake, and later in the future, let's say our great grandkids will have a completely different,
Oh, that's
I guess,
crazy.
idea of the world, people, everything, if they needed to.
Yeah.
God forbid, but let's say there is a war and this and that, and they wanted to switch the whole narrative of what happened.
Yeah.
It's so possible to do that right now.
It is.
And that's why it's crazy, because you know the Library of Alexandria, I think it was in Egypt.
Nah.
I believe it was in Egypt, but
Everything's
Dude,
untouched there.
it was like a whole library with dead ass like centuries worth of history destroyed, and whatever they still had is just the little bits that they could hold on, and that's what we have as our history
My
now.
goodness.
So imagine all the stuff that was burnt down.
Mm-hmm.
What if that would give the explanations to the pyramids being like power cores, explanations to why they believe in like certain gods from space,
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
in the sky, like.
That's true. When it's written down, fam, you see a mistake and they remember when you were like, when we were doing like our expenses and stuff,
Yeah.
you always said to write it down so I know when you made a mistake, so
Yeah.
you're not like funneling with it. That
Exactly.
makes sense, fam. It's like, yo, with technology, you can change that
You
shit.
can
so-
change that
Yo,
shit,
I can
bro.
change that shit so
You can
easy and you
change
would
that
never
shit so
know.
easily.
But you're gonna know if I made a mistake on
Yeah.
paper.
Like, you can see the scratch marks, you can
Yeah.
see the penmanship, and I can tell if it's you or not who wrote it.
Yeah, that's why. But do you think signatures right now, like the forgery and stuff like that, like it's getting worse? Like they're not being able to tell because everything now is
I feel like that's a good safe one.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's people that can forge it.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
feel like it's a safe one in the sense of like, if I were to do something online, that would be way worse. But nowadays, you know when you sign the bill and shit, I just scribble.
Yeah, no,
I
literally.
literally tap my video.
No, I don't even write my voice. That's fucking crazy.
That shit goes through.
Yeah, fam, I don't give a fuck about those signatures still.
So realistically, could we go back and be like, hey, that wasn't
Yeah,
me.
that wasn't me. No, you could, because like this is my signature. If you really had time, you can go to the bank if you're
Fuck
that.
it, bro. My new signature should be a smiley face. My new signature should be a smiley face. I'm gonna draw a bear.
The bank's like, yo, bro, I have 3 different signatures. This is not it, gang.
Do you think there's gonna be a future where we wouldn't even need that shit, and it's just like, I don't know, something attached to us that you just go boom,
The face?
identity.
Yeah, face scans next probably.
Oh
Instead
shit.
of tap, I feel like it's like, oh, just look here. You're good.
Imagine like a brain thing. It's just like, I know your brain. Type shit. Oh, don't we all have different fingerprints?
Yeah.
And it's all unique, right?
It's all unique. That's how they do it.
Yo,
right
we
now.
already do that though.
Yeah, with the phones. But they took that away for the face recognition.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait, yo, off the dome, ready?
Okay.
They took away the fingerprint one because the eyes, because fingerprints can't be copied,
Yeah.
but faces can be manipulated.
Oh. Nah, that's mod. That was off the dome? That's that's the way we.
It's off the dome, fam.
Bro, that makes sense.
Why would they take away fingerprint?
Yeah, why? It's harder to get in.
Fingerprints, we're all unique.
Yeah.
But faces, we can manipulate the face. I can like.
Because now with AI, you can just recreate the
fam.
face. A lie, bro. That's
Crazy,
crazy.
bro.
I'm not trying to think about
That
that
shit's
right
not
now.
aloha, dog.
Yo, you know, there's a study where it's like, the woke people are actually more depressed than the.
You think I'm depressed?
No, no, but they're like more anxiety driven than the.
I would say I'm anxiety.
Yeah. Because it's like
kinda
you're always
anxious.
thinking of those things. Like I would never, ever, if you didn't tell me that, I would probably would have never came up with that because like I don't give a fuck. Like I'm Chicken Joe, fam. I might just get that shit tatted. And you're Cody. I'm Cody.
But
I don't give a fuck about shit.
I think there's a freeing sense of when you do know that shit and you overcome it and then you become comfortable with it.
Yeah.
That's a little bit more of like a, yo, you know what? All this chaos I know happens and all of this snakery, blah, blah, blah happens, but I'm going to find my way to overcome and still be cool.
That's sick, Vibe. That's such a journey, though.
But that's the point. And I think
Yeah.
that's where the true strength and, I guess, resilience of a character comes out.
Yeah,
is
sure.
when, look, it's like working out. That shit fucking sucks, but
Yeah.
you got to do it if you want to,
Yep.
get gains, right?
Yeah.
The hardest shit, the stuff that's actually meaningful and we look up to as achievement is because it fucking sucks to do.
True. Yeah.
If everybody could do it, that shit wouldn't be worth anything.
Facts, bro.
Right?
Facts.
If shit was easy,
Yeah, anybody could do it.
exactly. If shit was easy,
I actually love that saying. If it was easy, anybody could do it. Cause that's not a lot of people can. You know what I mean?
and then nowadays you start wanting to only do the hard shit. Why?
Mhm.
Because you want to test yourself.
Yeah.
But obviously, like, balance.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't,
you gotta
don't be
find
too much like me.
real
like,
shit. Yeah.
balance.
Real
stuff.
shit. Find a balance, bro. Especially the conspiracy theory stuff. Find a balance. Do your due diligence. And aloha, man.
Aloha.
Live
bro.
aloha, bro.
Yeah. Yo, shout out to you guys. Thank you for watching this
Yes.
outdoor podcast. Hopefully the audio was great.
Yeah.
We did our best with it.
Yeah, we did
Like,
our
we're
best.
outside and there was like helicopters and shit, but
Bro, we tried it at the beach yesterday, bro. It was
we made it happen for y'all.
Yeah.
In Hawaii. We're not missing an episode.
facts.
Merch is coming soon. Thank you
Yes,
guys
sir.
for watching. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Make sure to go down to Spotify, Apple, download those episodes, give us a 5-star rating. We love you guys, man.
And yeah, jumpers jump out.
Deuces. Aloha.